Lisa Murkowski conceded in Alaska to Joe Miller. And we talked last week about Joe Miller and the fact that he holds a lot of positions that to many Americans, many even-minded, calm, free-thinking Americans would be bizarre positions. And we went through those last week. Well, this is making it very clear that there is somewhat of a rift between the Tea Party and kind of more generic mainstream Republicans. And it's not really being discussed too much. And I'll actually play a clip for you about this. This is from the concession or the announcement that was made in Karl Rove's commentary that Murkowski did not win. And it's just fascinating to me what's going on. Take a listen to this.
Father to be governor of Alaska, and now she endorsed Joe Miller, who was someone who was not very well known in the political world, to upset now Senator Lisa Murkowski, Governor Murkowski's daughter. So it's really sort of the behind-the-scenes story in Alaska is fascinating.
Yeah, it really is. End of an era.
Right. So the end of an era in the sense that we are actually going now to actual Tea Party candidates. And, you know, there's Sarah Palin with the whole Obama might be a foreign Muslim palling around with terrorists. That is one contingent that is becoming, would you say strong, Lewis, in the Republican Party?
I wouldn't say strong.
It's definitely a presence, though.
Well, yeah.
And those types of folks, I think, are not going to help the Republican Party. I mean, don't be confused. This should not be a surprise to anyone, because who stands to lose more from the Tea Party doing well than Republicans? I mean, we know tea baggers, excuse my English, the tea baggers are made up about 8 out of 10 of conservative voters. That means that if we have Tea Party candidates on final ballots in November, by a more than 4-1 margin, those votes will be coming not from Democrats, but from Republicans. And for whatever reason, this isn't being talked about. Is it, Lewis?
Not that I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, it seems so obvious to me.
Like the Nader effect, like the Green Party.
It's the exact opposite.
Right.
Exactly. If tea baggers do well, it's going to be at the expense of the mainstream, and I use that term loosely, mainstream Republican voters. I mean, tea baggers may save the Democrats in November. We've heard a lot about Democrats may lose the House, Democrats may lose the Senate, Democrats are going to lose seats. It's going to be the start of the newest end of the Republican Party. I think the Tea Party could very well be responsible for saving the Democrats. And there's a Tea Party favorite for the U.S. Senate in Ohio who has just been indicted by a grand jury for unlawful conduct with a minor. I love these stories. This is a New Lebanon man, Eric Deaton. And apparently he is... He's been convicted, or at least indicted, of sex charges. Every time I hear about these, it's just bizarre.
We're live here outside the Montgomery County Courthouse where this man was indicted by a grand jury yesterday. Now, this candidate, this allegation was for alleged inappropriate relationship. Today, he and his attorney disputed the alleged crime. We finished speaking with them about an hour ago, where Deaton, a New Lebanon resident, says he will continue his campaign as he defends himself against what he says are false allegations. His attorney says they have proof of Deaton's innocence, that he did not have a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old girl back between March of 2006 and 2007, and he questions the timing of this indictment.
Right. So this guy's basically saying that this is a political thing. He said, I think this is politically motivated. Fascinating. He blames the entire indictment on his decision to run for public office. He's received, this is the most ironic thing.
But like somehow that like delegitimizes the claim, right? The indictment.
You can't possibly be guilty of sex crimes if you're running for office. You have to be already in office to be guilty of the sex crimes, apparently. He's received only a handful of endorsements, but one of those endorsements that strikes me as ironic is the Vote Family Values group. Perhaps it's just a little bit of irony, but if you look at the front page of the Vote Family Values group, one of their top stories, Christian teens and hands-on politics. It sounds like Deaton just took that a little bit too literally. Christian teens and hands-on politics, does it not, Lewis?
I guess so.
Why don't we take a break? We're going to talk to Mike Lux. A little later, we'll play for you the Jan Brewer meltdown at a recent debate, which you won't want to miss. And, of course, visit us on the web, midweekpolitics.com. We'll be back after this.
This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Midweek Politics is made possible in part by the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. National Priorities Project and Smith College Department of Government, hosting Congresswoman Donna Edwards on Sunday, October 3rd. More information at nationalpriorities.org. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.